We were all children once, right? Everyone was a child once, and the tiniest things would make us happy. Children are generally much happier creatures than adults. But there is a very simple reason for this. It's because their faith is so large that it actually dwarfs the faith in most adults. But it's entirely possible for adults to also have the same level of faith and even greater faith than children. Because most children have so much faith because they can trust in their parents to feed them. They can trust in their mum or their dad or their caregiver to give them food or drink or whatever they need, or like hugs or love. And some people aren't lucky enough to have that, to have good parents, but God is our Father, and He loves us infinitely more than the most loving parent ever could. And we are His children, aren't we? We have something, and it's the most natural thing that any human could ever possess. And it's the ability to go to God and ask Him for stuff, for anything. And this is the crazy part, because we can go about our day not worrying about anything, because we can trust that God will provide for all our needs, because we are children of God. Imagine if when you finished listening to this, you never worried again, because you knew that you were a child of God. And why in the world would God not want you to be happy? Why would He not want you to be filled with joy? Good parents do not want their children to be sad and unhappy. They want their children to be filled with an overwhelming sense of joy. But this is impossible without God. It is impossible to have this level of joy without God. We can actually do something that is so profound. We can actually influence God's actions by our prayers. We can actually cause Him to do things differently in the world. And if we're struggling with anything, we can talk to Him, ask Him, and be pleasantly surprised at how fast things change in our life. Because it's exhausting to go through life without praying. It's the most horrible thing. It is the most miserable existence to live without praying. The times in my life when I've had the most overwhelming joy and the least worry have always been the times when I've prayed the most and just asked Him for stuff. That is the life that God has designed us to live with overwhelming joy in the face of things that we're struggling with. I'll leave this question: is prayer your steering wheel, or is it your spare tire?